Thank you. Okay. Hello, guys. Welcome to tonight's session. My name is Angie. I'm going to be your host for tonight. Okay. But before we start, right, let me just do a little bit of housekeeping. Do make sure that you are on mute throughout the whole session, and so that we don't have any interesting background noises like halfway through that session. And feel free to leave comments in the chat box later if you have learned something from our speakers throughout the session, because we would love to hear and see some interactions from you guys also. Okay. So thank you so much for turning up on a Monday night, and because that means you are super serious about changing your life, okay? And we have so much for you to take away tonight, okay? So let me just do a brief introduction about myself, okay? My name is Angie. I'm an interior designer for 3 years, but after exposing myself to the corporate life for a few years, right, I realized that it's not really something that I wanted. And when I saw this business opportunity, I decided to hop onto this mega giant immediately, and I've been involved ever since. Okay, so today we are going to hear and learn from these two speakers, amazing speakers, whom I personally looked up to a lot. Okay, and they have also made a great impact in my life. And the topic today is how to build long-term assets and lead a stress-free life. Okay, as you can see, and I know this topic might be very relatable to many people today, especially in times like this. I heard Malaysia lockdown again, right? Or continue their lockdown. And to many people, especially today, right? People are looking for long-term sustainable income to live a better life. Okay, so without further ado, let me just introduce the first speaker for today. Okay. Oh yeah, by the way, this is me. My name is Angie, okay? And okay, so for today, right, the first speaker, he's none other than COE1 Ong Hok Seng. So he is also my sponsor, and he also happens to be my dad, okay? What a small world, correct? And to me, Hok Seng is a very, very wise and loving man, and he's known to have great foresight, and he's able to visualize situations ahead. So personally, I've always go to him for advice, whenever I feel stuck in life, because he is a giver, he's always giving and giving. So he was a former HR director in a Japanese MNC, and throughout his 17 years of working career, right, he was promoted 13 times, okay? He was also a lieutenant colonel in the Singapore Armed Forces, and currently he's also a business advisor to a local logistic SME. Okay, he joined New Skin in 2001 and is a Nourish the Children long-term ambassador and a Southeast Asia Children's Heart Fund benefactor. So let us put our virtual hands together, right, to welcome Executive Brand Director, Circle of Excellence 1, Ong Hok Seng. Yay!
Thank you very much, Angie. You can stop.
Yes, let me
share my screen. Oops. Oh, sorry. I got this. Let me share this. Let me share the screen first. A bit. Let's see. Oh. Okay, done. Wow, sorry for the delay. Let me get this screen up first.
technical difficulties.
Yeah, technical difficulties. Okay, I'm good. Now let me share the slide. Yes. Share the slide and share here. Okay. All right, you guys. Hi, guys. Here, can you see my slide?
Yes.
Yes, good. Wow, sorry for the technical difficulties. As you can experience now that I'm not very current with this. But anyway, thanks Angie for the very wonderful introduction. Yeah, it's a small world. Nice to meet you. So actually today, right, I'm so honored that we also invited a very special guest. It's a very special person, mine. Later, I'll be going a little bit faster in the presentation. However, you probably have to do your due diligence to present, to check it out, the facts and figures yourself later. But let me start off with a little bit of background myself. I'm actually came from a very humble family. Born in Singapore, was brought up in Malaysia in this house. At the age of 8, right, my father sent me to Singapore to study alone. I think if for the matter of encouragement, I think he left this word with me. That was 50 years ago. He said, if you are willing to do what people don't do, you will know a lot of things that people don't know. I don't know what this means, but later on I realized that if I follow his advice, I'm a capable person now. So this capable concept, right, has actually have great impact in my life. My father is my hero. I respected him the most, and he has a great impact in my life. Therefore, my life before 40 was just like any ordinary people. Be a very good boy, study hard, and work hard. And about late 30, I was already be able to hold a senior position in the company and probably contribute to the country as well as a senior army officer. But even though that time the outlook was good, 5-figure incomes and good perks, I realized something was not right. When responsibility increases, I realized I need to travel a lot, and I'm drifting away from my family. And this is not what I want. And more importantly, is that I realized that my health was taking a toll already. And what happened is that at that moment, I asked myself, how long more would I want to go on like that? And coincidentally, right, at that moment, there was an opportunity coming to go to China to work. Of course, the pay is much better. I thought to myself, maybe this is an opportunity to work hard for the next 10 years and I retire, spend more time with my family. So this thought was bringing in my mind. However, it was very, very lucky on my side that I met someone. I call him an angel, Dr. James Shah. When we met, he came to know about, when he's doing financial planning with me, he came to know about my thought of living here to work in China for 10 years. He asked this life-changing question to me. He said, if you would continue to do the same thing like what you're doing now, would you have saved enough for your retirement? Would your health be better or worse? And the last one, which is more important, are you going to be closer to your family or away? I think the clear answer is no. This is really, really important question to me. It set me thinking. In fact, the foreseeable scenario at that time, when I was 40, my children my 3 girls is about 5 to 10 years old, and my mom and dad was 65 to 70. I don't have time with them. Of course, I don't have a lot of money, and even I work very hard, I'm not rich. And the predictable result, right? 10 years from then will be my children will grow up to be teenage, and they need a lot of attention and guidance for sure. And my mom will be 75 to 80 years old. And that time, if they are healthy, I wish to play with them. But if they're not well, I want to be there to care for them. But both this, I reckon that it needs times and money, isn't it? I mean, all of you understand this very well, right? So at that moment, right, I recall when I was in Hong Kong many years ago, there's this financial expertise, called Ambro. He drew this chart and it really gave me a lot of impact. He said it's called a common life, common problem. Now this chart he says, typically a person start earning a decent money about age of 25 and earn for 40 years, save enough, and then live a graceful retirement life. And then at the age of probably 85, 20 years later, he leave this world and then leave something behind for the next generation. So it is not difficult imagine if a graceful life is to be 10,000 a month, future money, future money. And simple sums will tell us that you need to start saving 5,000 a month in order to have that kind of life. I mean, this is a big question mark. Some people told me that, yeah, you can invest. True, if you invest, provided you have continuous income. Now, my experience also says that actually, when we reach about 40, 45, midlife crisis kick in. The worst deal is that investment thing, it doesn't work so smoothly, because at the time that you need the money, it may not be the best time. And that's why many people face the issue of not enough money for retirement. And to make the matter worse, right? I mean, by now you're seeing very clearly already. There's two more crises called whole life crisis, contributed by financial crisis and pandemic crisis, coming again and again. And someone promised us that we can live longer, but not better, through medical aids and all this. So this is a long life crisis. So Ambrose, when he concluded this, he said, how can a person, spend his first half of his life spending carefully, and then the second half of his life had to spend sparingly, in order to cope with life? This is why the common problem called money not enough. Now, this money not enough problem, it is not a unique problem to just some country, but it's everybody, right? So if life is so meaningless, is there a solution? Now, if you decide what future you want, probably like what Abraham Lincoln say, the best way to predict your future is to create it. So creation is the way to go, right? Create it. So at this juncture, right, let me play a game, a small interaction with you. I'm going to show you 12 things, right? And if you pick 3 or at least 1 that is important to you, is it extra income, financial freedom, own business, more time, personal development, helping others, have a retire early, leave a legacy, travel the world, or have dream cars and dream house, or save enough for the children's education, or more friends? Which one do you pick? You can put a number there. I mean, I think at least 1. Now, next you ask the question, what you are doing now help you achieve all this in 3 to 5 years? 3 to 5 years. Now, I think, I don't know what's the answer, but most people can't. So I'm going to suggest a solution, right, that work for me. First of all, let's understand the word called leverage. And in fact, I learned from my mentor, a scholar, Dan Jun Wen. He said that, he taught me many years ago, he said, if you're not having leverage, you'll be average forever. You're not having leverage, you'll be average forever. And in fact, he said, the word leverage is the one that separates the poor and the rich. That really got me, excited. And power of leverage, I mean, if we just illustrate based on this, for example, if a person work 8 hours a day for 300 days a year, and he worked for 40 years, his entire life he has 100,000 hours work to earn the money. But what if we can offer you a way that you work very hard for 3 to 5 years, and you can achieve a freedom that you can choose what you want to do in life? Would that be a nice thing? Definitely, definitely. However, the question is it possible? Now, it is possible if, assuming that you have 100 partners, everyone just work 4 hours a day for 1 year, 300 days. You have already more than 100,000 hours. So you can actually choose to work 40 years, or you find a group of friends that leverage to achieve fantastic effect, right? And this is what Andrew Carnegie, the famous billionaire philanthropy, he said, I would rather have 1% of effort of 100 people than 100% of their own. Now, this is something that, I think we all know, but the question is how to have it. Of course, it has to be a huge business. They have to build a huge business. Now, many of you are aware that the business component comprises of market, product, and a method. The market we're talking about is mega trend, and the product has to be exclusive, innovative, and the method actually is to bring the product to the market. Now, most of us may not be able to invent a product that's exclusive, innovative, and technology, right? So probably method of distribution can create an opportunity for us, especially use a proven distribution method. I will talk about a little bit about this later. Now, the partner, if we say we want to choose a company that has got good product, that company has to be a solid partnership. So in this case, for my case, it is a New Skin Enterprise that has been there for 37 years, well over 2.5 billion revenue. So huge present in the world, more than 50 markets, and listed in New York Stock Exchange. So you can check it out. Please do your due diligence to check it out. This great company, and there's a lot behind this company. Now, this company, what attracted me most is when I read their mission and vision statement, it is very focused out. So when they have a mission to want to create, innovative products to benefit us, they actually mean so. So when they are in the anti-aging markets, and we know this is a big, huge market, that even the big tycoons are into it. They not just do an ordinary anti-aging product, but an exclusive and very revolutionary product and technology. So they came out with this H-lock technology. Now, you may not be familiar, for those of friends who are new here, you may not be familiar what this H-lock technology is all about. It's meant to address the source of aging, unlike many others who only address the signs of aging. Now, there's a lot of papers been published. In fact, it got the attention in 2012. Discovery Channel actually broadcast it, this technology to the world, tell them that this is some breakthrough technology that can help human. Now you can find out more about this gene expression resetting technology from a friend who brought you here, but the technology behind, the science behind, the science team behind this technology is really great. It comprises of the 75 world-class scientists from in-house, from New Skin, and collaborating with many scientists from the world with this life change technology. So this powerful partnership created this. Now, in the case of this industry, there's important is the third parties endorsement. Now, there's no lack of third-party endorsement. You find tons of it in a market. Do a research. Now, so in fact, this company, right, since the inception in 1984 until now, over the past 37 years, they have innovated a lot of products, especially in the past 12 years. When they first launched H-lock product until today, practically every year, either one or two products will be onto the market. And we were so excited. And later on, you will hear more about this, the latest on block, the big, next big thing called Meta, for guest speaker. The brand, this brand, H-lock, as well exceeded 10 billion sales in the market. I think worth mentioning is the two very powerful things. One is called the weight management product called TR90. Now, this product has been voted by Euromonitor International as the #1 weight management and well-being product. 4 years consecutive in Malaysia and 3 years consecutive in Singapore. It's a big thing. it's because so many people are benefited from it. It's a huge market, you know. And another good news is that this company actually has all the devices, state-of-the-art devices that won world #1, called world #1 home beauty device. But how many times in your life do you get to partner with world #1 devices? And this consecutive 4 years, unbelievable. Many testimonials you can see. And today we are not going to delve with on all this, but you just look at the Lumi Spa. This is just one device. And they're actually, you know, attracted a lot of celebrities and global media's attention. I think this spoke volumes of itself, how good this company's product is, innovation. Now today we are here because we want to know, how is this a business opportunity? How can this call an assets building? It's because of the proven franchise model. It's called personal franchise. But let's say, understand better about franchise. Why is it franchise model so popular and so welcome? It's because it is systemized and it can be duplicated. That's why it's so powerful. But the problem is not many of us can be master franchisor. Or you probably will face, if you're a master franchisor, you probably face a lot of pain in that business process. But compared to New Skin, it can actually allow us to be a franchisor, not just a franchisee, without risk, with no inventory, no capital, no employee, no overhead. It sounds too good to be true. That means we can enjoy all the business outcome, but without business pain. Now, amazingly, this company has came out with this most innovative comp plan called Velocity Plan. It is fast, flexible, and fulfilling. What do I mean? I know you can actually share with the consumer and get share bonus, and or build a group of user and you become a business builder. Now all this allow you to earn around between maybe few $100s to tens of $1,000 a month. Not bad for supplementary income. But what attracted us the most is the third bonus, or lead bonus. Now this 5% sixth generation lead bonus help many people to become a franchisor. And then they can lead a team to enjoy a leverage income. Now, we can understand more about this, but I want just to give you a picture of how this works. Assuming that, let's say you want to venture into this, and then you got some customer, and you got some people who are interested to distribute the product, and you find some business builder, or we call it franchisee, and then this franchisee duplicate what you do, and they found their customer, distributor, and franchisee, and expanded all over the world. All this, everybody who use the product, you get the cards, and this is how powerful this leverage model can be. Now they are all assets to you. All this that you build directly or indirectly are the assets. Now let me highlight one point. The power of 5% sixth generation, it works this way. Now, if you find 5 people and you duplicate 6 times over, you get around about 20,000 people and 20,000 business units. But of course, you may note that there are other companies, other people who also promise that they can give 6th generation of commission, but in uneven distribution. Only New Skin give 5% throughout the 6th generation. Now you want to realize that if I were to choose, I definitely want to choose the New Skin comp plan, because right at the bottom of the 6th generation, the number is the biggest, and it still pay 5%. That is why we choose New Skin. Now, if out of these 20,000 shops, each one just responsible for $3,000 sales, and company pay 5% is 3 million. 1% success is already $30,000 per month. Now in Malaysia, it's way above 6-figure income already. Now in Singapore, it's not small. Is that okay? I think it's more than okay. Now, is this a proven thing? Yes. Actually, 2016, the Forbes magazine published Southeast Asia has created $100 million circle member. Means these people earn more than $1 million US dollar commission, not sales, commission in the past 20 years. In fact, now is way above this number. It's said that, you know, it is $1 million circle member created every 3 days. It's better than buying 40s or total. Now, if you join here, you queue here, you have a better chance to become $1 million circle member than anywhere else. Now, I think you got to believe it, then you can see this is what I do. I believe 20 years ago, I believe it first. Then I see it happen. Now, remember this chart, money not enough, common problem in common life. Crisis never stop, honestly. But what if you can build this core compounding passive income, 5% sixth generation comp plan, you can spend free. This blue line, the CPI is way better than CPF in Singapore. You know? So go build this blue line and build it as early as possible. You know, once you build it up, you have money more than enough. This is what we want to share. I mean, if you agree, you can put 1111 if you want money more than enough life, right? Now, a little bit of what I've benefited. Quickly, I want to pass over to the guest speaker. Now, first of all, better health in this business. This when I was 57 years old. This was when I first joined. Which one is better? If you were to get married, right, you married to which one? I mean, of course, young one, but I mean the look lah. Now, better person. Now, when I say better person, means actually in this business, in the course of this business, we met so many good people, so many good people. It's all about people. It's all about people. We learn so much from them. Better life. I mean, New Skin has given us, wow, I've traveled, I think, 17 countries, sponsored by New Skin. And he brought in so fantastic speaker, and we had learned a lot in the course of doing this business as well. And we allow us to give, now to the society, be a better parent, be a better father on my grown-up kids, a better son on my mom, and a better partner. You know, now this is what we got. I'm so grateful to this, and I'm grateful to the sponsor who sponsored me to this business. But I just want to share with you two short stories to end. Is that, you know, sometimes unforeseen challenge happen. First, my dad. You know, in 2009, I remember around about early 2000 December 2000, I went back to Malaysia. I asked them. I said that he was very healthy then. I asked him, if I would any place in the world that you like to take a look now, where we want to go? Without hesitation, I want to see Hong Kong International Airport. Oh, I was stunned because I went there so many times, and she said, "This is a dream place. You want to go there? Yes, let's go." So in less than 10 days, I think we just pack and go, and we choose a weekday so that we can travel, you know, go Hong Kong and visited all the places, and all by ourselves. You know, it's all well treated. But I realized one thing: our success can wait, but our loved one cannot. You know, so unfortunate. Immediately after he come back from trip in January, he was diagnosed with 4th stage without any symptom, just a few cough. Diagnosed as 4th stage lung cancer. And I spent almost 7 to 8 months every day next to him, the bedside, listen to his life story. Because you remember I said at the age of 8 years old, I was sent to Singapore, and I didn't get to stay with him until this year, until 2010. There was a 40 years missing, but he told me almost everything that he experienced, and that was a precious moment. I think that was one thing that without regrets, right? So fulfilling our loved one's dream must be as early as possible. Another thing is my mom, 80 years old mom, you know, very healthy, but suffer major stroke right in front of me when making coffee for me one morning August 2nd, and the doctor, when he saw her, and she said that, oh, this age and this major stroke, I don't think she can make it, and I don't think she can recover even she pulled through. But guess what? 3 weeks later, she's back to eating. And every morning I walk him. He's very hardworking. 3 months later, he walked with a stick. 10 months later, she walked herself. And this surprised the doctor, and she was discharged early. Now, actually, now my dad is gone, I have my mom. Every day, I want to give her priority. Whatever she wants to go, I say, okay, let's go. And there are many of places we've been to. These are all in Singapore only. And her dream is to see my youngest daughter, Dawn, graduates and make happen. And finally, he fulfilled her dream to become a Singaporean. You know, I got her a Singapore citizenship, and that really complete all her dreams. You know, and now she's living happy every day. Now, that's why I say, if I like this statement, if you want something in your life that you haven't had, you have to do something you've never done. So for friends who are here, who have never heard about this, you got to ask a friend who bring you here to learn about this. Now, next, I want to actually pass this stage to my sponsor, my angel, Dr. James Chia, my mentor and my good friend. Now, let me introduce a bit about Dr. James Chia. I'll tell you a bit about Dr. James Chia. Dr. James Chia has a PhD in civil engineering, and he is also a very diligent Lieutenant Colonel in the Singapore Armed Forces. Unlike me, I'm just Lieutenant Colonel. He's the NS Man of the Year in 1995. And at the age of 40, he decided to switch his career to become a financial planner. Got his CFA, CFP certification. And he wrote a book called The Financial Planner's View of America. You must read this book, you know. And he's now and Norris a Children Chief Ambassador, long-term ambassador as well. Southeast Asia Heart Fund board member. I'm just a benefactor. He is a board member. So I really want you to give biggest love and virtual clap to my mentor, my idol, Dr. James Chia, our President Director and Circle of Excellence 1. Dr. James Chia, are you on?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you, James.
Thank you, Hok Seng. Angie, can you spotlight me? Okay. Good evening, everyone. That was, you know, I always enjoyed listening to Hok Seng, but I've never had a chance to actually be on the same stage as him. So I've been looking forward to today. Okay, let me start straight away by sharing my story, which really resonates very much with what Hok Seng has shared. Okay, so I'm going to talk about a lot about finding freedom. Okay, but let's start. Okay. You know, there's really no life without money. So unfortunately, we all have to go and start a job. Okay, so my first career, I wanted to be a soldier. Okay, I did my national service. I liked the army so much. I wanted to make it my career, but I thought better go and get a degree just in case something went wrong. So I went to study civil engineering. Okay, so that's me as a civil engineer. I actually overstudied a bit because Hok Seng said I have a PhD in civil engineering. I came back at 29 years old and started working in construction. Okay, now I remember at age 40, okay, I hadn't been on leave for 5 years. Okay, I was bored. I was looking for a challenge, so I dropped it all and I went to sell life insurance. Okay, so back then in those days, you didn't need to have any qualifications to sell life insurance. You didn't even need O levels. All you needed to do was to wear a tie. Okay, so that's what I did. Okay, now this is an article written in the Prudential magazine saying breaking away from contentment, James sought challenge. Okay, I was doing very well in construction, and for those of you who are doing well in your career, at age 40, this Hok Seng mentioned midlife crisis. I challenge you, go and do something different and challenge yourself. Okay, don't do something that you started when you were 20 something years old. Okay. Now, to everyone's surprise, including myself, I did well. I was a top agent in Prudential in my first year and also in my second year. Okay, and I went on to actually get requalified. I went to National University of Singapore. I got a master's in applied finance, and then I got my CFA and CFP professional designations. And okay, I did quite well. I was a star performer in the insurance industry. So why did I leave all this? Okay, it's because of my sponsor, Tan Jun Wen. Now, a bit of a background about Jun Wen. Okay, he grew up poor. Okay, in fact, his mother was a cleaner for the British Army on this little island called Pulau Brahmi, and family, 8 of them, they share one toilet. And so he always wanted a better life. So he went to the top school in Singapore, studied hard, won a government scholarship. Okay, but that wasn't enough for him. You know, in Singapore, if you get a prestigious scholarship, you have to serve an 8-year bond with the government. After just 4 years, he broke this bond because he wanted to go out and make even more money than he could with the government. Okay, so at that time, when he called me, he was 42 years old. He'd been in stockbroking for maybe 14, 15 years and very, very successful because this was the home that Jun Wen had built for himself in his early 30s with money made from stockbroking. So he called me 20 years ago and said, hey, this company, New Skin, had just come into Singapore and he signed up to do the business. So I did a double take. I always thought this business was, you know, like housewife selling Tupperware for a little bit of extra pocket money. And why does a guy like him need to do this? So I listened to him and he said the person who invited him to do this business was one of his biggest clients, running a $5 billion Asian fund. Okay, his name was Robert Howe. Now, Bob went to Yale University, has an MBA from Harvard, and at that time he was president and chief investment officer for AIG Japan. So this is the reason why I came in. Okay, I was basically following the smart money. These people knew what they were doing. Look, we'll just follow. Okay. Now at that time I didn't need the money. Yeah, I didn't need the money at all. Although I thought it was a good idea. I had no idea. You know, I didn't have Hok Seng sharing with me his illustration of how much you could earn. I thought maybe $2,000 a month. That's pretty good for retirement. You know, if I don't need it, I can always give it to someone. There'll be someone who wants it. Okay, so my reason was coming in for coming in was actually why not? Okay, there wasn't a why, but I said why not? Okay, so why not is a pretty good reason for coming in to do anything. Okay, so I wrote this book that Hok Seng mentioned. In fact, I wrote this book 1 year after I joined the industry. I didn't know much about MLM at all, but I knew quite a bit about financial planning, and I thought this was a really, really fantastic plan. So I'm going to share some, just very, very brief, some ideas. Okay, so now my mentor in financial planning taught me very simply, the goal of financial planning is to achieve financial independence. And financial independence is simply a house fully paid up plus a sum of money. Okay, because if you have a house fully paid up and a sum of money that can last you to the rest of your life, you know, you can retire. Okay, so how many people succeed? This is very, very old government, American government statistics. Okay, at age 65, 30%, 36% are dead, 54% are dead broke, 5% are still working, and only 5% are what we call financially independent. The figure now is far less than that. It's less than 3%. Okay, so it's really not working. Okay, and let me explain to you in simple terms. Just repeating a bit of what Hok Seng has shared. If you have a job, it's what you call 100% of your own effort. And that's high risk because if anything happens to you, who's going to feed your spouse? Who's going to feed your children? Who's going to feed your parents? Okay, so people know that they create their own business or they start their own business because if you have your own business, no one can fire you, isn't it? You're the boss. But today, if you do business, you're working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week because the internet allows everyone to know what you're doing. And that's low risk. Okay, that's a pretty lousy model as you get older, high risk and low risk. Okay, so as you get older, you're now what we call a sandwich class. Okay, you're in your late 40s, early 50s. Okay, and the two sides of the sandwich are your children, university education. Okay, so if you can't get into the university of your choice for whatever reason, okay, you have to send them overseas and the costs are completely different. Okay, now your parents, they're now in their as Hok Seng explained, late 70s, 80s. Okay, it's no longer cough and cold. These are the serious medical issues, that eventually lead them to pass on. And so there's this huge drawdown. So what you thought you would save, okay, has been drawn down to just that little bit. What about your own job, your own business? Remember, you're endangered species. Okay, so your late 40s, early 50s. Okay, you're really, it's really a tough time. Okay, so why do network marketing? Well, very simply, well, it's a plan B, because your plan A is gonna run out or won't be enough. Okay, now the other reason, as Hok Seng mentioned, quoting Andrew Carnegie, is I'd rather earn 1% from 100 people than 100% from my own effort, because 1% from 100 people is what I call low risk, because if anything happens to you, there's 99 other people working to feed your spouse, working to feed your children, working to feed your parents. Okay, but no one plans for bad things to happen. Okay, think of going on leave for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Okay, and there's 99 other people working to feed your spouse, working to feed your children, working to feed your parents. That's what I call high risk, and we really want that. Okay, we really want something like that, and that, as Hok Seng has explained, is called leverage. Okay, now the other reason why I came into the business so quickly was because Junwon said multiplication is better than addition. Now both of us do maths. You don't have to do very advanced maths to know that multiplication is better than addition. Okay, and so Hok Seng explained to you the model of multiplication, where you build a network of customers and business partners. Okay, and that is your asset. So remember, we are talking about building assets here. Okay, building an asset that will feed you for the rest of your life. Okay, so this is my family 7 years after I joined the New Skin business. Sort of went dating with New Skin. I was still doing my financial planning. Okay, my eldest son Chris here was about to go to the US, where he spent 5 years. Daniel was doing national service. He later spent 9 years in the US. Okay, before coming back with a degree in veterinary science. My daughter was about to go to Singapore Management University, and both of us at that time, we are in our 50s. Okay, so we got 40, 50 years of retirement ahead of us. What is our risk profile? Okay, financial planner will tell you they are low risk profile. At that time, cannot afford to take risk. Okay, but we've been working with New Skin at that time 7 years. We've seen enough. Okay, and that was the time when I gave up my professional engineering licenses. I've got 2 licenses to practice in the UK and Singapore. I gave that up, and I gave up my licenses, professional licenses, for insurance and investment, and focus on only one source of income, New Skin. Okay, so financially, I evaluated that's okay. Okay, now we talked about retirement planning. Okay, and this is a very recent article. It says no one here needs reminding of how blindingly fast things can change, whether in our daily lives or in financial markets. And this is talking about young people. Okay, so the crisis has prompted more young people to start thinking of financial and retirement planning. Okay, planning ahead. Okay, a poll by Fullerton Fund Management found that 40% of those aged 31 to 40, okay, that's very early. Okay, have realize it's better to prepare early in uncertain times. So these uncertain times have made them sort of wake up. Okay, a smaller group noted that they were also scared into action when they felt unwell or suffered some financial setbacks during the pandemic. Okay, so it's done a lot of good things this pandemic. Okay, and it says planning for the future does not come naturally to many younger folk. I don't know how many young people are here in this talk, but the good news is that they usually act if they are reminded to do so. So who's going to remind them to do so? Okay, 30% of the workers aged 40 said they've started saving investment as a result of being encouraged by their employers, older people who care for them. So if you are one of those bosses who tell your staff to start planning, you deserve a big pat on the back. Okay, so for those of you who only think of older people that you want to share this business with, talk to the young people. Okay, because they are ready to listen to you. Okay, but I want to share with you, okay, that life is not all about money. So I just want to share with you some of my thoughts here. Okay, so what is there beyond business? Okay, assuming that, this business will work. So what is there beyond business? Okay, life's not all about money. Okay, this book, The 100-Year Life, it's written by a psychologist and an economist. The economist is there because, for the reasons I said earlier. Okay, it's a wake up. The 100-year life is a wake up call because financially you need to have a lot of money to last up to 100 years. But the psychologist says they want to offer a clear demonstration that a 100-year life can be a wonderful and inspiring one. Remember the old days, or well, those of you who are older, where you dream of retirement because there's so many things you can do. Well, different. Our young people now fear retirement, but it's asking you to have a great retirement. So this economist Andrew Scott was in Singapore in 2019, and he talked about how to live long and prosper. He said, more people are living to 100 years old with so much more time on our hands. How do we make the best of our lives? So many of people come to a talk like that, trying just how to survive, how to have enough to cope with the crisis. He's talking about how to make the best of our lives. Okay. While it means investing in your finances, it also means investing in your health, your relationships, your skills, as well as your sense of engagement and purpose. So you want to look at this business, okay, as providing some of these things, not just money, okay? And I use this icon here to represent a mind that's still active, okay, colorful, creative, okay, working like clockwork and relevant. So this same article by Straits Times talking about more older US workers are retiring early. So after a year of early morning Zoom calls, the specter of a deadly virus and soaring stock and real estate values, working American baby boomers who can afford it plan to get out while the getting's good. Okay. A scare with cancer 5 years ago made him consider his commitment to climbing the corporate ladder. Okay. And last year he was stuck at home, only reinforced those feelings. It makes you think, does all this matter as much as you think it does? Okay. This lady said, I've seen so many people who have decided to wait too long to retire. Many of my colleagues are older family members and they get 1 year of retirement and get sick and pass on. Okay. Well, these people carry on because there's money to be made. They don't need the money. They just carry on because they can't give up the money. But there's other things more important than that. Okay. Now, the number of business owners who say that they plan to retire sooner than expected has doubled. Okay. These are the people who can retire. And I'm saying it's good news for us because older workers are especially soft in soft skills, things that develop over time and are difficult to teach. Our business is a business involved working with people. So don't just look for the young people, the old people who want to retire, they've got all these skills that can help you. So that's very, very exciting, okay, beyond money. Okay. But I want to say that there are twin needs, okay. You need wealth, but you also need health. Okay. Bob, who is who didn't come into Nu Skin because of the business. He came to Nu Skin because he loved the products. He said, I came for the immunity and the state for the annuity, because in a global financial crisis, his funds were wiped out. He really needed the money from Nu Skin. Okay, so I just changed a couple of words. I came for the annuity. I came for the $2,000 a month. Yeah, but I stayed for the immunity for health. So I just want to share with you very, very quickly some pictures. Okay, so this was me in 2006. I'm exercising 2 hours a day. There's still a bit here. It can't come off. Okay, after a few months on our first weight management program, this is what I look like compared to what I looked like 30 years ago. Okay, 30 years before that as a 22-year-old student. I actually have less fat here than I have at 22. Okay, is it sustainable? It's 1 year later, 7 years later, and this is last year, just before circuit breaker or MCO. Okay, someone said, why don't you put all your swimming trunk shots together? And so this is at 22, this is at 52, this is 66. Okay, so your health becomes important as you grow old, as Hok Seng pointed out about his parents.
Wow.
Okay. Now, vertical marathon, these are some things. Is we don't have many mountains in Singapore, so we run up hotels. Okay, 73 stories is some of the, every year we sort of do that. Okay, I started rock climbing in my 60s. Okay, this is indoor, this is outdoors. Some abseiling. Okay, I love to climb mountains. Okay, this was a trip to Machu Picchu in Peru. This was the highest mountain in Indonesia with my wife Jackie in 2014. 2015 we did Sukunyang in Sichuan, China. Okay, remember to carry our Nu Skin bag. This is Swiss one. And a family, we went to Mount Kilimanjaro, the highest mountain in Africa. 2016 I love showing this picture of a trip to Bhutan that we did, because here we're having breakfast and look at all the birds flying. I mean, this is the kind of life, that we have. Mount Elbrus was the highest mountain in Europe, okay, in Russia. Pretty tough. That's not me, okay, but it's like that. Okay, so I say if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. So that's an important principle in life, in doing business. Okay, one year we decided to go down under. So this is the largest caves in the world, Son Doong, okay, in Vietnam. We spent 4 days in these caves. Okay, I must say I came to the business with my wife. Okay, so this is Jackie. She's 64 years old. Okay, this was before our product Boost, and this is after Boost. Okay, so our products work quite well, and she's also very fit. Okay, beginning of this year, she decided to join my daughter to cycle around Singapore, 130 kilometers. So she just went around and did that. Okay, so she's very, very fit, and all thanks to the products. Okay, so we say this business has given us spare cash, health, fitness, spare time, challenge, and ability to be with people. Okay, so that's what we call freedom. Now, in the early days, to me, freedom was just getting on a motorbike and riding around. But to me, freedom through New Skin has given me financial freedom, time freedom, freedom of health, youthfulness, relevance in your old age, and of course, a community of people. Okay, now, in financial planning, we talk about risk and reward. Okay, we sort of try to avoid risk, but I'm saying that actually, you want to do some things that are risky in life, because you get rewarded when you take some risk. In fact, life without risk is pretty boring. How do you manage that? You ask yourself this question: what's the risk of doing versus the risk of not doing? I think Hok Seng has pointed out all the risks of not doing. Okay, what's the risk of doing? You want to have some things that are risky, but that benefit you. Okay, because why? There's this other saying, okay, you can go as far as you can see, and when you get there, you will see further. Okay, so you don't have to see everything that we point out to you, but you just need to go see. If you don't like it, ke belakang pusing, turn back. But if you go there, you can see more. Okay, it's very, very exciting. So I'm going to give you a chance. Okay, chance is good. Okay, because it's risky. It's like gambling. Okay, but actually, chance is not so simple. Okay, Jim Rohn said, your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. Okay, so I'm going to share with you about this limited time offer. So what happens in a limited time offer is, let's say we have this new product that Hok Seng mentioned, the Meta. Okay, in Singapore, in some parts of Southeast Asia, it's going to be launched in the 3rd quarter. So what business builders do is they get 10 sets to sell before the public launch. So it's as if, Apple has got a new product, new iPhone coming out, and is giving its distributors 100 sets to sell before the public launch, sure to sell. Okay, so that's what a limited time offer is. Okay, so I'm going to talk about just 3 P's: the purpose, the promise, and then a bit about this product to get you excited. Okay, so the purpose is to build this long-term organization. The long-term organization consists of customers. Okay, Hok Seng has mentioned the ripple effect. Okay, this is you. Your customers share, and so you have more customers. But then what you really want to do is you want to build more business partners or franchises. Okay, so this is the model that he shared here. Okay, and basically this is your asset. Your long-term organization is your asset. You want to be building an asset. So what's the promise that the company has for you? Okay, like Apple says, what's the promise I have for you? First of all, I want to say that the limited time offer is a proven strategy for business builders. Okay, whenever demand is bigger than supply, you can sell your product and you will make money. Okay, so I want to share with you an example of our first product in 2009, the Age Lock Transformation Set. Okay, so when this product came out, some people used it. You see the results straight away. This is after 6 weeks. This is after 60 days. You can see the transformation. So once word went out, people wanted the product. Okay, so let me share with you this short video of what happened when the product was released at a global convention.
Not yet. Come on. Let her out. Let her out. Make a hole. Okay, we're gonna stop for a minute. Yeah. Okay, now to go out. Go down. Go away. Hey, guys, go. Hey.
Okay, it's quite amazing. Okay, so when demand is greater than supply, the market knows about it. So this is a stock market chart in 2009. Okay, so remember the global financial crisis was in 2008 October. The stock market generally increased by about 20%. Apple and Google, okay, number one and number two most admired companies in the world. Of course, they outperform, okay, the market way up there. And interestingly enough, New Skin follows the trend of Apple and Google, which is why, you know, I followed Junwen and Bob Howe. They know the market, okay? But, you know, in October 2009, after the launch of this H-Lock transformation set, and the analysts said, this product will really sell, company will make lots of money, our share price outperform Apple and Google. Okay, so LTO is a very, very clear, proven strategy. Okay, so in 2012, we had the R squared LTO. Okay, this is the internal product. Okay, you know, this is where we saw 1 month commission check, $1.3 million US, 1 month through the LTO. Okay, and later we had in 2013 we had a TR90 LTO, and you know, and one of our partners, Puison, who's just a Ruby, is a very, you know, low rank. You know, I mean, she earned in 1 month $37,000, so about 110,000 ringgit. Just for Christmas bonus, it's pretty good as a one-off thing. Okay, so LTO is a proven strategy. Okay, now what about the customers? Okay, our motto has been all of the good, none of the bad. So you see, you know, we always over deliver. This was the R squared product, which was for vitality, but you know, it even makes people's hair grow white. This chap Bernard was born with white hair. You know, his hair became black. Okay. Our mission statement, right 37 years ago, was to create innovative products. Okay, and Hok Seng shared about Motley Fool, the investment advisory firm. He calls New Skin the Apple of anti-aging companies because it's all about innovation. Okay, and I just want to repeat this chart that Hok Seng showed. We are innovating. There's this product pipeline that comes out, so much so that you know we've sold just on the H-Lock brand itself over $10 billion. So you know you have a product that is really, really good. Okay, you expect that product to be number one. Hok Seng mentioned we're number one in weight management. Now, I just want to say something about this. Okay, people have been losing weight since I think our ancestors in caveman times. Okay, people want to lose weight so you can run faster to catch animals or impress the girls. You know, this is such a basic product, but when we put some science into it, you know, we are number one in this category. And of course, he mentioned about home beauty devices. So you know the product will work. So what is this product? Okay, what is this product? Okay, so with stay at home, it has caused lots of stress. Okay, and employees have stress. Am I going to keep my job? Why am I doing so much? If you're a self-employed, you got problems. If you're working from home, you know, you've got problems with all the kids. In fact, in Singapore, a month ago, an article came out that the cases of child abuse has risen because of all the stresses at home. Okay, it's the stress, you're just tired, you know, overeating, and of course the biggest issue is, you know, how do you stay healthy? Immunity. These are big issues that have been created just recently. Okay, which means we must have a must-have product. So this is a must-have product. It promises to make you fresh. Now, what does fresh mean? Okay, make you fitter, refreshed, give you more energy, anti-stress, relieve stress, and take care of your health or your immunity. Now, I just want to focus on two things: stress and immunity. Okay, so what's the consequence of stress? The extreme consequence of stress is people commit suicide. Okay, so do you know in Japan, last year, 3,500 people died from COVID, but you know how many people died from suicide? 21,000 people. Okay, so it's a big issue, and it's rising because of COVID, 16%. Okay, Singapore, okay, we are ranked 105th, but it's considered a serious issue. I think we're probably hiding some of these figures here. Where is the problem? It's high among boys. Okay, MOE, Ministry of Education, very concerned about spike in youth suicides. So the youth are our future. Okay, this is a serious issue. Okay, so that's suicide. What about stress? Okay, so this is 2011 article of stress in America. Chronic stress that interferes with your ability to function, okay, normally, has becoming a public health crisis. Most Americans are suffering from moderate to high stress. 44% reporting that the stress levels have increased. So fast forward to 2020, okay, 8 in 10 adults, okay, say the coronavirus pandemic is a significant source of stress in their lives. Okay, and that's not going to go away. Okay, the pandemic is not going to go away. Where is the stress? You can understand this related to the children's school future. In fact, Gen Z, that's younger than Gen Y, okay, stress is amplified. Gen Z adults report the highest stress level during the prior month. 6 out of 10 people. That is serious. Okay, what about Singapore? Okay, Singapore, 18% of our healthcare budget is spent on stress. Okay, out of the 9 regions in Asia, we are second highest. Okay, but what about the region? The problem is more prevalent in Asia, where 91% of respondents reported feeling stress. 80% saying they had always on work culture. Okay. Deloitte, okay, they did a global healthcare outlook report, and they say we're shifting from sick care to mind, spirit, and body well-being. There's an urgent need to address mental and behavioral issues. So this is a big concern for people. Now, I want to share with you also about our millennials. Okay, you know the millennials, they care about climate change, all these things that the adults don't really care. Now they're taking the lead in this ESG revolution. Okay, environmental social governance. The top 5 social causes that millennials care about are human rights, poverty, the environment, helping the elderly, and mental health awareness. Okay, the young are aware, okay, of this problem among themselves and among the community. Okay, what about immunity? Okay, do you know there's this gut-brain connection? Okay, 70% of your immunity is in your gut, and a healthy gut contributes to a strong immune system, heart health, brain health, improve mood. Okay. So good bacteria in your gut can enhance your immune system function and improve symptoms of depression. That means if you've got good immunity, it will relieve depression. On the other hand, if you are highly stressed, it will damage your gut microbiome. Okay, so this is an important thing to address. Immunity as well as gut, they work synergistically together. Okay, so you only have one question. Okay, you only have one question, other than when is James going to finish? Okay, one question. The question is, if you are an Apple reseller, how can I secure more units to sell pre-launch? That's the only question you have. Okay, so I'm almost out of time, but I actually have 2 more P's here, the plan and the payout. I don't know whether you guys are interested to listen to this or not. Hok Seng, shall I carry on?
Yes, please.
Okay, because if you are not, it's okay. I can just go and walk my dog now. Okay, so if you want to hear about the plan and the payout very quickly, okay. So the plan is to get 1 brand rep, okay, that's a business builder, every month on a new fast track. Okay, so in Southeast Asia, we've just been given this privilege to qualify to earn commissions by spending only 2,000 what they call PV instead of 6,000. So it's much easier. Okay, previously it's 6,000, it's now 2,000. You don't need to know the details. It's much easier. Okay, so let's say you start in July. We're now June. Okay, in July you tell the company you want to do the business by submitting your letter of intent, and then you qualify. You can qualify in 1 day. Okay, so you're promoted to be a brand rep. In that same month, you find another person. Okay, in August, each of you find 1 person. So everyone just find 1 person. Very slow rate. Okay, so it doubles to 4. In September, it doubles, it becomes 8. In October, it becomes 16. Okay, so this is a model for Singapore if you start now. Okay, in Malaysia, the product will come later, but it's the same principle. Okay, it's showing you how you can grow your organization. Okay, now what's the payout? I'll give you an indication of the payout. Okay, so without going into the calculation, just want to share with you your return on investment. Okay, so you become a Ruby, you create this organization of 16 people, your projected commission, this is in Sing dollars. Okay, on that month is 2,420, which you times 12, it becomes 29,000. Okay, it's as if you have an asset worth 1.5 million. Remember, we were talking about asset, you have $1.5 million that will pay you $2,400 every month. Okay, so you've basically what you've done is you've invested $4,200 to buy the 2,000 PV, okay, to become a business builder and create a $1.5 million asset in 4 months. Okay, this is the reason why people like Junwen and Bob do the business, to create asset as fast as possible. Okay, now in October, where there's the LTO, okay, what Rubies will do is they'll be allocated 10 sets, okay, which means you get an extra commission of $5,680. Okay, so your total payout from July to October, we've worked all this out, is $8,860, because July to September you're earning some commission, and this month you earn this, you get $8,860, which is double your initial investment of $4,200. Okay. What is your payout when later when the brand reps have the preview? Okay. Okay. So assuming each brand rep has 10 sets, okay, basically you get a total commission of 70,000 Sing dollars. Okay, not as much as 1.3 million US dollars because you just started the business 6 months. Don't be greedy. The next LTO you can earn a bit more. Okay, now there's an additional bonus. Okay, if you complete 1 month earlier, you complete by end of August. Okay, and you become and you maintain your status as a Ruby, you can get this all incentive, all expenses paid incentive trip worth another $7,000. Okay, so this is just for you to complete a bit earlier. So for those of you who, who for the LTO is not so soon, the product is not going to be launched so soon, it's still a good plan, to start building your organization earlier so that when it comes, you don't have just 16 people, you have much more than that. Okay, so I just wanted to give you a taste of the LTO that's coming. Okay, so obviously you want to take action now. Okay, and remember, what's the risks of doing versus the risks of not doing? Okay, Hok Seng said, you will become a better person too. You'll discover the best you. And again, I repeat what I said, don't be scared, take some risks, go as far as you can see. When you get there, you'll see further. You may want to go further like I did, okay, in my journey with Junwen. Okay, so that's all I want to share. Over to you, Angie.
Wow, thank you so much, Dr. James and Hok Seng, for today's mind-blowing session. Hold on, let me just do a quick share screen. Wow, that was crazy. I was like really blown away by the whole Meta upcoming LTO, and I mean, it really got me like riled up and excited to speed up my success in the business. Okay, so am I on share screen already?
Yeah.
I think I am. Okay, so I'm sure you are as excited as me, okay, and some of you might want to ask, how do I get started? It's extremely simple. Let me just go through with you very quickly because I know it's like 10:40 and everyone is like trying to get off already. Okay, so it's very simple. Go to a friend, the friend who invited you into this Zoom, okay, and get a pre-sign up. That's the first most basic simple step. Now, the second step is to go on to experience and transform yourself with the products and the services that the business, or rather your business offers, okay? And finally, okay, you can go on to build a team of successful entrepreneurs and start to create your 5-figure income or even more, okay? So okay, some of you might ask, what are some of the products that I can try to get started, okay? Now, Hok Seng and Dr. James might have mentioned this earlier, but just a quick summary, right? These are the 4 main options that you can opt for, especially for those who are serious in running this as a business. Okay, so option A is this. Okay, it's a body shaping transformation program where you can get to transform, not just yourself, but also many others too. Okay, in only just 90 days into their best shape and health of their lives. Okay, now option B is a youth transformation set called the Age Lock R Square Wise Band. Okay, with this, you can get to live more youthful years with revitalized energy and health. Okay. Or best still, you know, to get the most benefit out of everything, right? It's highly suggested to do option A and B together to get the best of both worlds. Okay. Now you can also opt to try out the world's #1 home beauty devices where you can save a lot of time and money and still look super good. Okay. And if you are more of like a health nut, okay, you can try out some basic health transformation supplements like Life Pack and G3. And I mean, there's so much goodness to talk about in just one sitting. So please check with your friend who invited you in about all these things. Okay. So yeah, with the products and the platform, you're absolutely ready to get started on your new life with your new business and totally in your own way. Okay. And that's it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we look forward to having you on board with us, and stay tuned with us for future events. Okay. And have a great night, you guys.